Welcome to my channel. Today I'll be showing you an updated version of how I make seitan. So I tried the braiding method that became very popular on TikTok and I have some thoughts. It's a cool method, but the thing is, whether you braid seitan or not, it still tastes the same. So I'm not really sure if it's worth all that extra resting time because this does add an hour to the prep. I think my problem really is with the cooking method because with seitan, if you cook it in a certain way, the flavor doesn't actually go inside the seitan. It just coats the outside layer. So basically the outside is flavorful but the inside tastes seitan-y. So now I have two methods of cooking seitan depending on which properties I wanted to have. If at that point I feel like I want more flavor, I use the closed lid method, which is you prepare a broth and then put the raw seitan straight into the broth and close the lid. This allows the seitan to expand and create air pockets in there, which lets the flavor go through and season everything nicely. And then with the second method, it lets you have more of a chew and a denser texture. And the way you do that one is by adding your raw seitan straight into the broth and not closing the lid, or you can also do the braiding method if you're into that. So it really depends on what you're going for when you're making your seitan, but both options have their benefits. I don't think I'm going to show the other option on here because it's pretty simple and I think making an entire video for it would be redundant. But if you guys want to see, I could include it in one of my next videos. So here is a major key in how I wash my seitan. So instead of using cold water like all the instructions usually say, I use warm, not hot water. And I find that it's a lot easier on my finger joints. It's so much easier and quicker to wash the seitan, especially if you're working in bigger batches, as you should, because this takes a lot of time for you to be making just one serving. So I usually make around 3 to 4 servings at a time. So the reason why it's easier to wash the seitan with warm water is that the warm water makes the seitan a bit more elastic and more malleable, and cold water makes it tense up. So that would be a lot more difficult to get it properly clean. Cold water also makes my fingers hurt, so I find that in general, using warm water is just for the best, for me at least. When it comes to seasoning and braiding your gluten, try not to move the gluten around a lot because then it tenses up and you can't really work the flavor in it. So try to be as gentle as you possibly can. Okay, so this is me trying to put flavor into the gluten, but since I had just braided it up, it was tough. So I think next time I am just gonna brush it onto the strips before I braid them so that the flavor is locked in. Hopefully that makes a difference. With the second piece of gluten, I decided to just brush the spice on there. I don't really use spices when I cook, so I was trying something here and I'm not sure how I feel about it. I think maybe I should try a different one. I don't know. Okay, that's beside the point. So I just brushed the spice onto the gluten and then I folded it over like I was kind of making a gluten cinnamon roll, and I really liked this method. I don't think I used enough seasoning, but I really like this method and I think I'm gonna be using this from now on if I'm not making the other one with the closed lid that I spoke about. I think what I would change is that I would stretch the gluten out a bit more while it's in a rested state, and then I'd try as much as possible to agitate it a bit less, because as you can see it got super tense and bouncy towards the end, and I think that hindered my seasoning process. I tried to put, I don't know why I remembered this after I had already folded it up, but yeah, I tried to put molasses onto the barbecue thing, because usually when I make this kind of thing I add molasses onto the seasoning so that it caramelizes up nicely when I cook it. But there was a cold front the other week, so now everything is frozen and it's extra cold in my kitchen, so couldn't really get it out, so this was pointless, to be honest. But I would have put it in maybe like some sort of marinade thing that I'd put the seitan in after it cooks. With the rolling method, it created these little flavor marbling things that I think would have been so much better if I could have gotten the seitan to stretch a bit more so that I can, create more rolls and add more flavor. I think that would have been so good, but I also don't think I like the spice mix, so that's also a problem. So I'm going to be trying it again with a different spice mix. Wish me luck. So this is what all the hype is about, being able to tear the seitan like it's meat. I guess it's cool, but I mean, for me personally, it wasn't life changing. I guess I just don't think that's something I care about, but here it is, it works. I think there are better ways to make seitan, but this method works too. So here you can see the flavor marbling I was talking about. You can see it a little bit over there. This is just me putting the chicken flavored seitan in the marinade. And then I just cooked it with some mushrooms and had it with some of the best ramen I've ever made myself. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you subscribe and stay for more videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.